Did I ever tell y'all about how I did a bunch of different fad diets just as like an experiment? This was probably like 10 years ago now, but I hadn't really done any dieting up until this point. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try some of these diets. They were as prominent as they are now. So people were always talking about them. And I'm like, I'm just going to see what happens. Now, this was before I got into my work into metabolism. And knowing what I know now, I would have never done this to myself. But, anyways, I did like 8 or 9 different diets. I know I did 21 Day Fix and one of the other Beachbody ones, but I don't remember which one. I did Weight Watchers. I did intermittent fasting. I did the military diet. I did raw vegan. Not that raw vegan is necessarily a fad diet, but I just wanted to see what that was like. And needless to say, they all sucked. Like, sucked. I remember having like brain fog. I wasn't really able to focus as well as I normally was. I remember being irritable. I remember having a lot of bloating. I also remember constantly thinking about food, like constantly thinking about what I could eat next, when I could eat next. I remember it impacting like my close friends and family, even to the point where like if we had plans with something to do around food, they'd text me and be like, well, what are you allowed to eat now? The raw vegan was the absolute worst, even though I was eating a ton of volume of food, like constantly eating. I could not get satiated. It was so bad that my husband was like, Elena, I'm actually really worried about you. Like, you're not focusing, you're not normal. You have to stop this. And this was only like 6 days in, and he took me to get sushi. And I often think about that time in my life because, one, again, I would never have done that knowing what I know now about the damage that it does to your body. But it's interesting to hear so many people talking about like their brain fog and bloating and loss of control around food and obsession over food. And it just brings me back to what I say often, that even I experienced that. And it's because those diets are so restrictive. And even if you're not on a formal fad diet, if you're restricting your intake, it's gonna have consequences.